Okay, hello everyone. My name is Bartłomiej Kuczyński, and now we will talk about the entities. Hello. Okay, one thing before we start, most of us, if we talk about the entity, we think about JPA, not here. Yes? This is wider in this case. This is everything that you can save somewhere. Yes, every data structure, every object. Yes, because not only JPA we have cloud databases, we have NoSQL, we have JDBC, R2DBC, whatever, and that's all. Okay. Before we start, of course, the Slido code is GeeCON room number 9. So, do you know this guy? Yes, more or less. Freud, yeah, Sigmund Freud, father of modern psychology, more grandfather. They had a lot of ideas. Most of them was wrong from our today point of view, but some of those concepts are quite nice match to do if you would like to make a talk. So it's one thing that is quite good. And one of concept that Freud create is a concept of the ID, your ego, and your superego. Yes, the three ways how to identify a being of the living organism. Yes, everything has an ID. Human, dog, cat, simple bacteria. Yes, this is something that we can call the instinct. Yes, without any morality, without anything additional, just something that motivates you to live. Yes, to survive. In Java world, we have this type of the identifiers, because the question is how the JVM identify the object. If you write the code, you write new object, blah blah blah. Yes, the question is how JVM knows where to find this object, because from memory point of view, it's just an array of bytes. Yes, in C it's just an array. This is struct, but just array of bytes. Yes, that has nothing. Yes, if you put that into CPU, the CPU say, okay, it's garbage. So we need something that help us to identify the object, and we use something called ordinary object pointers, OOPs. These pointers, it's a concept of the smart pointers sometimes. They are completely internal stuff. It's one important thing. They have two elements, the mark word and the class word. I especially use a class word in this pronunciation with this K letter, because this is how it looks in the C code, in the JVM code. Okay, what the mark word has? They have an identity hash code. Yes? So if you create the object, if you create the class, you write the code, and this is a class. That's not the record. And you say, okay, I would like to implement some methods, but I will not implement the hash code and equals. Yes, this is too difficult. And you not generate it from Lombok or from the IDE. Then, in the header of your object, in the metadata, the JVM stores the hash code. Okay, then they store the locks there. Yes, this is a byte lock, the one bit that say it's object locked or not locked. If you use a synchronized word, JVM make a trick, change this byte, this bit, it's a bit, single bit. If you use this object from the many trees, some magic happens and it doesn't work like that. And of course, we have garbage collector metadata. Yes, so if the garbage collector visits your object, they mark them. Okay, I visited you. I increase the counter, and next time I, in example, evacuate you to the tenured space or to the old gen. This is internal stuff. Yes, class word. This is second pointer, second structure that we have in this metadata of our object. They has a class pointer. Its name from the code. It points to the structure that describes your Java class. Yes. So all those bytecode in a meta space, and they have a compressed class. Why? I don't know. In most cases, we should not care about that. Yes, this is fancy questions in the interview. Yes, do you know how the object looks in the memory? But you don't care. When we should care, when you use an object as a monitor. Yes, then all those magic that is connected with this log bit and synchronization happened, because the synchronization process in the JVM is a little bit more complicated than you expect. They, in example, need to copy all those mark words somewhere else in one moment. If you use a very old code and you need to CPU cache fit, do you know what is it? What is a cache line fitting? In very, very, very old Java code, sometimes you see object that has, an example, short, long int fields that do nothing. Yes, but they exist in the memory. There is a reservation of this memory in the CPU, so when you load this object into the CPU, you fit whole cache line. And this is better, it's optimal for the CPU point of view, how to manage the cache this way. Complicated old stuff. Nowadays, Java can do that in the under the hood. Don't care. If you do a high performance, in example, high performance have the high frequency trading. Yes, then the layout of the object is important. If you work with the Java card API. Yes, so if you have a JVM on your credit card, an example, this is important. How does the object look like? In most cases, not important. But something that we work in our daily is ego. How do I identify myself? Yes, all those mechanisms that say I'm from Poland, I'm Bartek, I have hands, legs, etc. Yes, this is the same mechanism that after a long party at the morning tell you, okay, we are alive. This is exactly the same mechanism. Okay, and let's say we have an entity like this, and the question is what we can put there. Yes, in most cases we put something like integer or long. Yes, this is good enough, especially when you generate the code from using a ChatGPT. They put a long, auto-generated, everything is okay. And in many cases, when you start learning programming, you use a sequence. You discover the database sequence. Who knows what is a sequence in the database? Okay, great. People who doesn't know what is a sequence in the database should learn that concept. Yes, this is pretty easy. Okay, the sequence has some pros. An example is simple. Yes, we have numbers that the counter that increase infinitely in theory, and each number, each call to the sequence give us a little bigger number. Yes, the next number, the next in the meaning of step. It is fast. Yes, if you have one thread, one client, or a very simple application without the many nodes, sequence is the best. It has a business value. Sometimes, still, there is a people who say something like this. I would like to use the sequences, simple numeric sequences, just because I would like to know how many of something I have in the database. Yes, especially if they work with the old MySQL stuff, then the select max from ID is faster than select count over ID column. Why? I don't know. The cons of the sequence is that it's not secure. Yes, if you put a sequential number in the URL, web scraping is pretty easy. Yes, we iterate through all the numbers, we find all the entities, we download them, we have whole database of our application. It is slow if we need to coordinate a generation of the sequence between many nodes. Of course, nowadays, we have these better algorithms. We have Cassandra in example, yes? The one place where we write and they propagate, yes? We have a lot of engineering under the clusters, yes? But it's, in generally, if I need to coordinate something, it is slow, especially if I need to go to another continent. The sequence could have this missed value problem. I will back to that because sequences could be used, they must be used in some specific identifiers. Okay, let's go. Let's think a moment what we want if we create an ideal identifier. From technical point of view, we need to create something that is unique. Yes, I would like to identify object in a exactly way. Yes, I know I have one object with the given ID. It's efficient and fast, easy to implement, so I don't spend hours trying to configure some mechanism. Yes, or I don't need to install specific device on my computer to generate IDs. There is devices like that. Yes, but I don't need that. From the business point of view, of course, unique, because I would like to work with the clients who say, okay, this is my data and this is my identifier, and when I use this identifier, I get my data, not someone else's data. It's easy to use, whatever it means, and has business meaning. Yes, this is the best way. If I talk about the invoice number, this is the identifier from business point of view, because they don't need to think about, okay, invoice number has the ID somehow I can find my invoice, not by this invoice number, but that ID, and this is okay. No, I put a invoice number in the URL, I have my invoice. Yeah. Good. If we have it sortable, just for the UX, and gap-free, especially if we have a documents like invoice that need to be gap-free numbering. Yes. Okay. Let's implement a simple sequence. This is simple code. Everyone see that? Yes. At the end. Okay. Great. I use atomic long for the reason. Because I don't need the synchronization here, yes? I can make something that is easy to understand, have almost no cognitive load, yes? And when I take a next value, I add and get one, yes? Magic happens under the hood. I don't need the synchronization here, by the way, because atomic long have that with the CAS operation in the CPU. Next fancy thing in the Java, where when you call the add and get methods, or get and add, they call the assembly almost directly. This is funny. Is it unique? Yes, but no. Yes, if I have two nodes or two generators in the same machine, and I would like to coordinate them, they will be crashes, yes? There will be problem. Is it fast? Yes, it's fast. It's easy to use? Of course. I just call the next vol, and I don't care. And this is easy to use for the business too, yes? This is a number. Use a number. Is it sort tables? Of course. Is it gap-free? Yes, but no. If, blah, 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 blah. Let's back for the moment. When I call the next val, I have this next val, and my process crash for some reason, yes? The business process, not JVM process. Then I lost this value. It works pretty the same in the database. If you call the next sequence, next val, or something like that, and you fail the operation, you make a rollback, you lost the value, yes? Sorry, happened. Blah, 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 blah. Gap-free, yes, but no. Okay, another solution. UIT, yes? UIT, it's your friend. And guys from Microsoft call it GUIT. I don't know why. They are different. But if you see somewhere in the documentation, in the code GUIT, it's probably the same as UIT, but from Microsoft. Okay, UIT is much more simpler in the implementation because we have implementation in the standard library. We just call the random UIT, and that's all. Easy, yes. We like it. Hibernate support that. Yes, they even better because we don't need that. If we use a JPA, we have that built in. Yes, all the databases like Postgres, or like Oracle, or like DB2 support it. Yes, even MySQL sometimes support it in the wrong way, but it's supported. We will back to that problem in a moment. Okay, is it unique? Of course. Is it fast? Not so, because Java UIT, under the hood, needs to use a random generator. Yes, and in Java we use secure random. That is pretty slow, but you will see that we don't care about this. Is it secure or not? In some case, is it easy to use? No. Is it sortable? No. Is it gap-free? Think about that as a sparse matrix, yes? The sparse vector. You have just the data points somewhere and zeros everywhere else, yes? It's unapplicable in this case. Why it's not so easy to use? You know how the UIT looks like? Yes. You can remember UIT. Probably, if you work with the different UIT version, you probably can recognize which version of UIT you have because the version is somewhere in the middle of the UIT. Yes, this is like in a bank account. They have 26 digits. Yes, just for that you cannot put that and tell someone else, this is my bank account. It's easy to remember. Yes, send me money. Okay. Let's try another solution. ULIT. Who knows that? Okay, this is a hard word. Universally unique lexicography sortable identifier. Okay, so let's take a UIT and let's make something that it could be sortable. Magic under the hood in the ULIT is a UIT with time. Let's think about that this way. Yes? You are here? Hmm? Which time? Yeah. Which time? Time to fun. No SpongeBob. Okay. Construction is pretty simple. We have 48 bits of timestamp, 80 bits of randomness, and this timestamp is by specification, it's in milliseconds, yes? So if we have two events happen exactly in the same millisecond, we cannot tell which was first, yes? more or less we cannot, because mechanism that under the hood that randomize these 80 bits, they guarantee that next value in the same millisecond will not be smaller in the lexicography way than the previous. Yes, so it will. If I have A, the next must be B or C or whatever. Yes, but it cannot be small a or whatever. I use one ULIT implementation that I found in the ULT specification. There is a list of implementation this identifier by languages. Java has I think a 2 implementation. Works pretty nice. And the question, is it unique? Yes, of course. Is it fast? Not so. The same problem like previous. Plus, if you work in the same millisecond, you need to sometimes make this random value twice because order. Yes. Is it easy to use? Still no. Is it sortable? Yes. And is it gap-free? Of course, as previous one. Yes. We could only say when the entity was created, more or less. Yes, there is some clock that we trust. Of course, a problem with the clock is a problem which clock, which time, which server, which time zone. But if you would like to solve this problem, you need to use something like Lamport clocks. Yes, they are coordinated clocks. Yes, or Snowflake. Okay. Any questions here? Remember, Slido. Okay, superego. How does society identify us? Yes, so this is a way when how the people see us. They see a group of nerds that go to the cinema to do nerdy things. Yes, this is how the people see us. Yes, and we take a look to the people and say, okay, you. Just the people. They know nothing about the computers. Yes? We are the future of the world. We will take a power of the world. Yes, we will rule the world. Okay, most of cases, if we talk about the identifying entities, identifying beings in programming, and we would like to talk about the super ego concept, more or less, it's a natural identifiers. Yes. Do you know some natural identifiers? Email, your bank account, etc. Yes? Email. It's simple, yes? And more or less, it's unique. It's easy to maintain. Everyone who uses email understands email. Yes, you have an address, and this is unique address. Comes GDPR. Yes? Who have GDPR issues on project? Yeah, this is funny thing, yes? Because lawyers say, okay, you need to make a magic, and you see, okay, it's impossible. So you talk, and say, okay, let's make it that way, and let's try to doesn't see that. National ID. Yes, I think Czech Republic has their own national ID. Every citizen has their own ID. Yes, in Poland we have a PESEL. It's simple, it's easy to maintain, and one more time, GDPR. Yes, because if you have a citizen ID of someone, you can make a bad things, and if this data leak somewhere, you have a problem. Yes, design flows. Story is that in Poland we have a PESEL number. PESEL number was designed in the mid-70s because of something, because of communism would like to control the citizens. But idea was that they take military guys, take prisoners, take guys who doesn't work or they need to work. They put them together in the many places, and they say, okay, now copy this data into a computer using a typewriter. So there is a lot of mistakes. A few years ago, in personal system, we still have a 5% of the wrong numbers in some way. Bad birthday, bad sex digit, bad control sum, everything. Or you go to the United States and they have this social security number that is a long. Yes? You don't need, and you have to remember that. It's crazy. Okay, business value ID. Invoice ID. Yes, customer ID. Some random, more or less, customer ID. Yes, our login in the service. Account number in the box. Remember, 26 digits to remember. And you are good. Business value IDs have some specific requirements. Yes, this is we're back to this gap-free problem. Yes, if you create the invoice, you need to give the number to this invoice in the specific format. Yes, format is it depends of the what your accountant design, but you need the continuous numbering. Yes, so if you have a 1, the next should be 2. Yes, if you have an error and your sequence drop this 2 value, then you have a problem. You need to make some magic. More the invoices are bound into dates, into the time, so you cannot tell, okay, the next invoice will be with this previous ID, everything will be okay. No, it's bad. The IDs could exist in the different contexts, yes? The order ID is something different for you when you have email with the order, yes? The e-commerce company sent you an email, okay, we have your order, and it's something different in the warehouse, yes? They doesn't care about. It's something different for the mail postman, yes? It's something something different, and it could be provided to some kind of inflation of IDs. Yes, we have a table where we have ID of user ID, with user dash ID, yes, and this is a joint table because we join different contexts. Okay, let's think about the users, how we use these IDs. UX, yes, you probably use YouTube, yes? YouTube has this pretty simple, short ID of the movie, yes, of the video. It's 11 digits, 11 letters or symbols. It's better, yes. If you use a UID, in example, and you need to pass them into the URL, it's horrible, yes. If you use a non-ASCII character and you pass them into URL, then the magic with that %f something happened, yes? This is a problem. The problem of randomness is next one, yes? People don't like a random data. It's hard to proceed a random data. So it's good if we work over something with something that we understand. Yes, easy to use, a short, more or less predictable. Okay, this is example of the ID generator that use a special base, numeric base of 58. There is 58 digits in my base. This is 1 to 9 without 0, A to big Z, and small a to small z, in this order. Yes? This gives me a Next, what I would like to build is a size 11 digits. It's pretty similar what the YouTube do under the hood. I use some random. I don't want to tell you what type of the random. You can use a secure random. You can use just the random. You can try to use just the random with some magic locks, whatever you want. And you return that as a simple string, yes? Nothing special. Easy to understand, yes? Do you understand this code? More or less, idea of this code? Great. It's pretty easy. Yes? We need something that is short and random. Why not? How many unique IDs we can generate in this code? Who can tell me? More or less. 11 digits. Hmm? Yeah, more or less. This is a number. I will not read that. This is a Polish version of that. It's horrible to read. And the scale, as a Earth, as a whole society, we have our own in the Jupiter. It's just small number. Yes, we can fit every cent of our depth to Jupiter in that number. We can identify every cent, and still be a lot of numbers to use. Okay, alternatives. Custom random ID for UID. Yes, if you have a UID and you have there, okay, let's use UID. Try to think about some simple custom generator. Maybe it's good. Yes, try to use something that exists. Snowflake. Who knows the Snowflake ID? Yeah, Snowflake ID is a time-based and the machine-specific based. Yes, they have it there. Okay, they put the time, put the random, and put the number of the machine where you generate that. Yes, it's quite good. It makes a situation when we don't need to coordinate two machines to generate unique ID, because each machine say, okay, I generate that. Yes, this is my stamp of the in this ID. Yes. I'm guilty of this ID. Business ID for sequences. If you have if you would like to use a simple sequence, think maybe there is some natural identifier. Yes, maybe we have these emails for some reason and we can use them. Yes, maybe. Maybe we don't need this sequence in the table where we store the invoices because we have invoices ID. And if something went wrong completely, something go wrong completely bad, then database say me, okay, there is some conflict. Yes? I cannot insert new invoice because you have invoice with this ID. Yes? Out of box, because ID must be unique. No additional indexes, no additional constraints. Okay, what does it mean fast and efficient? Easy to use, easy to maintain. Works well with many nodes. Yes, nowadays we build a system that has many nodes. Even a microservice doesn't mean that it's a single instance. Yes, the power of the microservices is that we can scale this. Yes, we can add another server with the same service, and it's work somehow. It's index friendly. Yes, and this is something that I don't have in the next slides. This is most important thing if you create the ID. Yes? Because finally we need to store the entity somewhere. Yes? And we need to search these entities. Yes? So to make a search faster, we use indexes. Yes? Many different types, hash indexes, tree indexes, whatever. And something that we would like to achieve is that our ID is index friendly, yes, because the indexes, all the indexes, works pretty the same. They take a value and they try to decide where to which bucket put this value. Yes, on which leaf of the tree they put this value. And in the ideal world, the distribution of probability where your ID go is flat. Yes, the tree is nice, like we write in the when we are at the university. Yes, the hash map has the 16 buckets at the beginning, and when we add the elements, they go to the different buckets. Yes, this is the ideal situation. If you create the wrong ID that has a problem, in the example, if you use UID in the MySQL InnoDB with the default configuration, then everything goes to the one side of the tree. Everything. So you don't have a tree, you have a link at least. Have fun with searching something. Number of values per time unit. This is quite specific, but it's nice if you would like to show something to the non-technical people. This is fast, yes? This is quite fast. Okay, fancy time and stats time. What I did, it's a few tests about how to generate the IDs. Right? You will see some strange behavior. Ubuntu 20, kernel 5.8, 3 per, 48 cores, 128 gigs of RAM, and I use OpenJDK 20 to do that. Yes, this is quite nice computer. By the way, new 3 pairs appear. Okay, this is a simple test where I run this test in the standard behavior of the time forks and the iteration, but with the different number of the tweets. Yes, let's try to use a different number of the tweets. Let's try to kill the stuff, and this test itself is just to get next value from the generator. That's pretty simple. How many values you can generate? Okay, and we see something fancy. Sequence is pretty fast. Yes, I just generate the values. I don't care what happened under the hood. It could be a bad value. I just take next. Custom, sec custom, and unsec custom. This is 3 different implementation of this custom identifier. First one, use a reinterance lock to synchronize getting a value. Secure custom use the secure random under the hood, and unsec custom use just a random without any synchronization. So you see that if we use this no synchronization mechanism, it will be nice and fast. Yes, they will die more or less somewhere here. Yes, but this is it. What we would like to achieve. But the sequence is still faster. Yes, it's not 10 times faster. It's over 100 times faster. But there is a second test. Because I use these indexes to insert the object into something, yes, into some table. In this case, it will be a simple hash map, concurrent hash map, to be honest. And I use active waiting. If I cannot insert element into the table, I will await. Yes, and I will get next value, and I will try to insert that. Yes, and what I would like to count here is number of the misses, the number of the times when I cannot insert because the element exists in the table. Yes, so number of the conflicts, and this is it. Sequence is fast, but if I have 30 millions of the collision, it's a problem. Take a look, even using a completely unsecure random, just random in Java, have no collision. Yes? Because security of random is not about the random value that you generate, it's about how you can flood that object and start to control and predict precisely what will be the next number. Yes, in this case, that it doesn't care. It's different. Okay, next one. Databases. Databases have some stuff. They have some mechanism that help us to work with these IDs. Yes, if we don't generate the ID in the database sequence, we can try to make some magic. In example, you can try to use a parallel insert. Yes, if you have a partitioned table and you have a bulk insert, some databases can understand that if elements go to the different partitions, they can go in the same time. It makes everything faster. If database needs to generate ID for each insert, it will still be fast, but it not so fast. It could be we could do it better. UI type in the database, we have that. Yes, MySQL even have that, but doesn't. They can't work well with the indexes sometimes. Indexes, as I mentioned before. If you generate IDs, think about how they will behave in the index generator. Yes, how they will be stored in the index. So ID is important part of the entity. Sequence are almost never the best solution. Yes, there is a better. UIT. Think about the structure of your data. Yes, if we have a book, yes, book has pages. If I put this structure into database, book goes to their own table and the pages go to their own table. Yes, the book needs to identifier that will be easy to use. Yes, but the pages, you see it. Yes, nobody asks about a single page of the book. The book is you're using a domain-driven design language. It's an aggregate root of your data. Yes? This is important place where you need to think about the identifier, not the pages. Pages itself are useful, but not so. Yeah. Yeah. Do you need a gap-free ID? Probably no. Where you will use that ID, yes? If you use that in the contact with the customer, it's good to think about the structure, yes? Because people like something that is easy to use, easy to remember, easy to rewrite, the copy, yes? I take a piece of paper, write a number of the order, go to the someone who has computer because of something, and I say, okay, check this one, yes? Can you use natural IDs? Emails, some numbers, yes, or even logins. Yes, people like the logins, so try to use that. Okay, feedback, because it's important. And let's go to the Slido. Okay, why is in the identifier sortable and gap-free property even is interesting? Because they has a lot of there is a lot of places where you must to use that. Yes, invoicing is one, but in example you have I don't know medicines. Yes, you need to say which where you produce something, yes? When, exactly when, what is the order of the production of some medicine, yes? So the flask of the vaccine has the unique number, and you need to identify it, and you need to tell, okay, there was here, this is that box, and this is that box. Yes, there is a lot. The parts, car parts, the same. The official documents. Yes. Okay. Yes, it has this time-based version, but I pick a ULI just to get something crazy. Why sequence of long is sortable, but UIC to longs is not sortable because it's random. Yes, you cannot bind the. You can sort that, yes, but you cannot bind them with the moment of creation. In this case, sortable. I like this question. I like this question. If you someone who sent that, do you want this backpack? Yeah. Using identifiers that have business meaning. Example: reference data on our cells, country, region, number of rooms, average price. Is it reasonable? No. Yes. Yes, but there is one thing that you need to remember when you use composite keys. You cannot use them as a foraging keys. Yes. So composed key is nice if you would like to build some natural identifier, but don't use them as a foraging key because it will be hell. Do you have pronounceability and therefore rememberability of ID by people? Yes, this is one of the important things because you remember a lot of things. Yes, you remember your birthday, you remember your phone number and the number of the phones for the most important person in your society. Yes, you remember, I don't know, the marriage date. The most important date in your life. Yes? So this is quite important. The ID that is easy to remember. It's easy to work. Yes, I'm not frustrated with the 48th number. I did get Y-hat sequence in the example collision. Could you please explain it? Yes, because. Let's back to the. I use a tricky thing here. It's not visible on that slide, but each treat they have their own generator. I forgot to mention that. Each treat has their own generator. So we finally have it's a simulation of the world where you have multi-node environment. Yes, and we need to coordinate our generator. By the way, this test has one more version with calculating a number of the collisions in the multi-node environment when we have a specific generators, and we calculate the number of the generation that we do. But this test killed my machine. That treat reaper say, no, I cannot do that. Yes? Especially for the many treats. For the 2 treats, it's not funny. For the 48 treats, it's great. Yes? If you see that your powerful machine goes slow, and in one moment you need to hard reset because you cannot, it's behave like a Windows. Okay, let's back to Slido. Do you know how to YouTube is generating their IDs? Not exactly, but there is some on the number field channel. Few months ago, there was a video where the guy explained how more or less this mechanism works. Yes, and this code, it's a Java version of the Go code that do the same. Yes? Everything. So thank you.